So today on Tiger and Toy Shop we're talking mowers, specifically this mower. It's a John Deere STX30 that my dad bought new in 1989, 1990 somewhere, not entirely sure, I was 4 at the time. And it's done absolutely sterling service until 2-3 years ago, but now it is time to retire it and give it the retirement that it deserves. It's only 9 horsepower, but all of that is about to change because we have got this. This is a Triumph TT600. It has considerably more horsepower than a 9 horsepower John Deere, and we are going to attempt to fit this engine into that mower. So this idea has been brewing for a little while now, and there's a couple of things that I want to keep on the mower exactly as they are because I absolutely love them. The bonnet on these, it's the classic John Deere late 80s, early 90s 30-50 series John Deere bonnet. We want to keep that. The dashboard, we want to keep that. I don't want to change the wheelbase of this at all, and also I kind of want it to still have a mower deck, or at least look like it has a mower deck. So we'll see how we get on with that. So I've done some measuring, and this engine, if it does fit, is going to be a tight fit. The head fits inside the bonnet just about, the casings behind it don't. So these casings are going to have to sit back behind the bonnet. I absolutely refuse to cut this bonnet. The John Deere police will be out, they'll kill me, I won't forgive myself, and it will be really messy. So first job now is to get the engine out of this bike and see if there's any chance of it fitting into this mower without doing too much horrible cutting. Having a good time? Grand job. So everything's disconnected from this engine. There's a couple of nuts and bolts just in there loose holding it. Time to get the engine out. So this thing's had a bit of a wash. Time to get the engine off, get the deck out. All of the stuff that we know that we don't need, that can be whipped off and either sold or stored away in case we want it again for some other project or something like that. So yeah, let's get to it. He's a big strong boy, isn't he? Happy? Happy? Yeah. So after lots of measuring and looking and thinking and measuring and thinking, this engine is not going to work. It's got to be sunk down too low into this tub. There's pipes that come out in the wrong direction. I'll show you all of that in a minute. So we've taken the decision to not use this engine. We're going to look for a different engine, potentially look for something else that this engine can go in. We'll see. So the first issue is to get the top of this engine to sit underneath the bonnet, we'd have to bury the engine to this line here, which means we'd only have 1.5 inches of ground clearance to the bottom of the sump plug, which would be bad news. Another problem is if we buried this engine 10 inches, this oil filter would be into the front axle, so we'd have to notch out the front axle or just completely modify the front axle to get that to work, or relocate the oil filter. Not something I have the time or the energy or the money to be doing right now, so that's also a no. So another issue is we've got this water pipe here which comes out at this angle, so that would be underneath here somewhere. Just all of this is in the way of that hose, so, and there's no way you can relocate that because it's plastic, so there's no way of reshaping it or anything like that. There's a little water fitting here that goes onto the side of the head, and no matter which way you put that, I'd have had to cut the bonnet, and that's the one thing we said that was a definite, was no cutting of the bonnet. And again, with this engine, where the exhaust sits, where the exhaust would sit, would be right where the front axle and steering are. So this engine is just a no-go, unfortunately. Now, with these projects, you expect snags. You expect little things that you have to work around. But if you can see 5 or 6 problems that you're going to have to work around before you even find the snags that you're not expecting, it's a whole world of pain, it's a whole world of trouble. So I think we need to just say no to this project for now. This engine, we'll shelve it. The mower, we'll put it back together to a certain extent and then shelve that and just wait for the right thing to come along. So that's a bit of a disappointment, really. It's one of those things, though, can't be helped, and it's better to say no, this is not the right thing to do right now than it is to plug away at it and then find you've wasted weeks or months messing about with something that still isn't right and isn't going to do what you want it to do. So yeah, time to shelve this lot, put it all away, and see what the next project is. So over the weekend, I managed to find another engine on Facebook Marketplace. Went up to Neath to pick that up, got it back here, measured it up, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a much more suitable thing. So next episode, we will have a look at that and see if we can start making some progress with it. If you like what you've seen so far, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. Thank you.